So my name is Cécile. I'm the fortunate and happy mother of 3 LSI young kids. But, I could have been one of these parents of babies who are born with a severe congenital heart defect. And that's the case for 7 out of 10 babies with congenital heart defects. And this is a major issue. Why? Because CHD accounts for 40% of deaths in newborns with birth defects. And this is here, this is in Europe, this is in the US, this is where clinicians are trained to detect CHD. And prenatal detection is really key in saving this baby and in impacting the mortality and the morbidity. By implementing the delivery of the mother in the right setting, but also by implementing the right therapeutic management during the first minute of life of these babies. And this is not an isolated problem. Every single pregnancy has a risk of CHD misdetection, and let me tell you why. First, because 80% of CHDs happen in low-risk pregnancy, so everybody is at risk. And the second is that prenatal ultrasound exam, which is the exam that's universally recommended during the second trimester of the pregnancy, only catches 30% of CHDs. It's the only exam that's available during the pregnancy to catch those defects, and it's not good enough. So here is a typical example of what a clinician, so typically an OBGYN, an MFM, has to evaluate during an ultrasound screening exam. So this is a fetal heart. Is it normal? Well, here the answer is no. It's a very complex exam, even for people who are trained and who are experienced and who've been doing that for many years. So here is the current CHD detection and management pathway during the pregnancy. The first step consists of the prenatal screening ultrasound that's performed for any pregnancy in the world by an OBGYN or an MFM. It consists in detecting early signs of CHD or morphological abnormalities so that the patient can be appropriately referred to a pediatric cardiologist who will not only confirm the diagnosis, but also refine the diagnosis and make sure that the delivery takes place in the right setting and that the delivery takes place with an appropriate team in place so that the baby can be managed from the very first minute of life. What happens if the first step is missed? Well, there is no detection, there is no referral, the delivery does not happen in the right setting, and there is no therapeutic management for the baby during the first minute of life, which is really dramatic. And that's the case for 70% of the babies with CHD. So your next question is going to be, why CHD ultrasound screening performs so poorly? Well, the first reason is that the prenatal ultrasound exam is performed by a wide range of clinicians who are not pediatric cardiologists. It can be an OBGYN, an MFM, a midwife, a radiologist, or even a general practitioner. They all receive a training, but with a different level of expertise and high variability. The second is that there is classification, there are standard classification to describe the normal morphology of the fetal heart, but there is no standard classification to detail what an abnormal fetal heart looks like. And the third reason is that during the pregnancy, during the second trimester of the pregnancy, the fetal heart measures less than 1 centimeter and keeps moving, which adds another layer of complexity to the exam. So really, catching CHD during the prenatal period is absolutely key in reducing newborn deaths. And this is possible only by making clinicians who are performing this exam cardiology experts. And this is what we are doing at BrightHeart. So how are we doing that? Our BrightHeart AI platform is a SaaS solution that makes every clinician a fetal cardiology expert. Our solution catches abnormalities, morphological abnormalities on fetal ultrasound exams and flag them for the clinician so that he knows exactly where to look at, what to focus on, and so that he can immediately refer the patient to a pediatric cardiologist. So it's really meant to be a second pair of eyes, another another opinion during the exam for the clinician who is not a cardiologist. Our solution is really streamlined and adapted so that it fits really the diagnosis and interpretation workflow of the interpreting physician. The images are typically recorded by a sonographer who does the exam. Our software is connected to the PACS so that the videos are analyzed in less than a few minutes and annotated and sent back with expert-level annotation to the interpreting physicians while he is preparing his report so that he knows exactly where and which exam he needs to focus and immediately whether the patient needs or not to be referred to a pediatric cardiologist. So here is Dr. Sarah Gabriel. She's a fetal medicine doctor based in the US, and this is what she says. People are so afraid to look at the heart and to get sued, and this is a fact. Clinicians are really afraid of getting sued because of a misdetection. And there is no question for her that there will be a valid value to BrightHeart. And even for someone like her who's been doing this kind of exam for more than 30 years, sometimes the detection of CHD is very clear, very simple, and sometimes it's just really challenging. So we are addressing a really large market. The prenatal screening ultrasound exam is recommended for any pregnancy in the world, and that represents almost 20 million exams per year if we just look at the US, Europe, and China. And this is happening in an ultrasound AI market that is just booming. So we've initiated the project 11 months ago based on an idea of coming from 2 pediatric cardiologists here in Europe, and we've consolidated an amazing team of data scientists and machine learning experts who've been involved in the success of AI medical companies, and we're supported with leaders in the field of pediatric cardiology. We've made great progress in developing our first solution, our pre-commercial version of our device. We've secured initial IP both in Europe and in the US. We've secured a unique access to an unprecedented database of ultrasound exam, more than 30,000 fetal heart ultrasound exam, and we've engaged on discussions with regulatory authorities from the get-go so that we know exactly what it takes to bring that device to the market. We are about to submit our first 510K early next year, and we still have major milestones ahead of us, including the development of the commercial version of the device, development and initiation of pilot sites both in Europe and in the US, and we prepare for commercial launch in 2025. So to support this, we are raising a 9 million euros Series A, so please don't hesitate to come if you'd like to be part of the journey. Thank you.